Chutzpah, nerve, extreme arrogance, brazen presumption. In English, chutzpah often connotes courage or confidence, but among Yiddish speakers, it is not a compliment. Goy, a non-Jew, a Gentile. As in Hebrew, one Gentile is a goy. Many Gentiles are goyim. The non-Jewish word in general is the goyim. Goyish is the adjective form. Putting mayonnaise on a pastrami sandwich is goyish. Putting mayonnaise on a pastrami sandwich on white bread is even more goyish. Klutz literally means a block of wood, so it's often used for a dense, clumsy, or awkward person. See Shpiel. Kvetch. In popular English, kvetch means complain, whine, or fret. But in Yiddish, kvetch literally means to press or squeeze, like a wrong-size shoe. Reminds you of certain chronic complainers, doesn't it? But it's also used on Yiddish web pages for click, as in click here. Maven, an expert, often used sarcastically. Mazel tov, literally good luck. Well, literally, good constellation. But it's a congratulation for what just happened, not a hopeful wish for what might happen in the future. When someone gets married or has a child or graduates from college, this is what you say to them. It can also be used sarcastically to mean it's about time, as in, it's about time you finish school and stop sponging off your parents. Meshuggah, insanity or craziness. A meshuggah is a crazy man. If you want to insult someone, you can ask them, does it hurt to be crazy? Nosh, to nibble, a light snack. But you won't be light if you don't stop noshing. Shalom, it means deep peace. And isn't that a more meaningful greeting than, hi, how are you? Shlemiel, a clumsy, inept person. The kind of person who always spills his soup. See klutz. Shlemazel, someone with constant bad luck. When the shlemiel spills his soup, he probably spills it on the shlemazel.
Shlemiel, shlemazel, Hasenbemp Incorporated.
Schmuck, often used as an insulting word for a self-made fool, but you shouldn't use it in polite company at all, since it refers to male anatomy. Schmutz, dirt, a little dirt, not serious grime. If a little boy has schmutz on his face, and he likely will, his mother will quickly wipe it off. It can also mean dirty language. It's not nice to talk schmutz about schmutz. Tuchus, rear end, bottom, backside, buttocks. The origin of the American slang word tush. Yiddish Handbook, 40 words you should know. The Yiddish language is a wonderful source of rich expressions, especially terms of endearment, and, of course, complaints and insults. Jewish scriptwriters introduced many Yiddish words into popular culture, which often change the original meanings drastically. You might be surprised to learn how much Yiddish you already speak, but also how many familiar words actually mean something different in real Yiddish. There is no universally accepted transliteration or spelling. The standard YIVO version is based on the Eastern European Klal Yiddish dialect, while many Yiddish words found in English came from Southern Yiddish dialects. In the 1930s, Yiddish was spoken by more than 10 million people, but by 1945, 75% of them were gone. Today, Yiddish is the language of over 100 newspapers, magazines, radio broadcasts, and websites. We have 40 Yiddish words you should know. Here is a sampling. Bubkis. Not a word for polite company, bubkis may be related to the Polish word for beans, but it really means goat droppings or horse droppings. It's often used by American Jews for trivial, worthless, useless, a ridiculously small amount. Less than nothing, so to speak. After all the work I did, I got bubkis. Chutzpah. Nerve, extreme arrogance, brazen presumption. In English, chutzpah often connotes courage or confidence, but among Yiddish speakers, it is not a compliment. Goy. A non-Jew, a Gentile. As in Hebrew, one Gentile is a goy. Many Gentiles are goyim. The non-Jewish word in general is the goyim. Goyish is the adjective form. Putting mayonnaise on a pastrami sandwich is goyish. Putting mayonnaise on a pastrami sandwich on white bread is even more goyish. Klutz literally means a block of wood, so it's often used for a dense, clumsy, or awkward person. See Shpiel. Kvetch. In popular English, kvetch means complain, whine, or fret. But in Yiddish, kvetch literally means to press or squeeze, like a wrong-size shoe. Reminds you of certain chronic complainers, doesn't it? But it's also used on Yiddish web pages for click, as in click here. Maven, an expert, often used sarcastically. Mazel tov, literally good luck. Well, literally, good constellation. But it's a congratulation for what just happened, not a hopeful wish for what might happen in the future. When someone gets married or has a child or graduates from college, this is what you say to them. It can also be used sarcastically to mean it's about time, as in, it's about time you finish school and stop sponging off your parents. Meshuggah, insanity or craziness. A meshuggah is a crazy man. If you want to insult someone, you can ask them, does it hurt to be crazy? Nosh. To nibble, a light snack. But you won't be light if you don't stop noshing. Shalom. It means deep peace. And isn't that a more meaningful greeting than, hi, how are you? Shlemiel. A clumsy, inept person. The kind of person who always spills his soup. See klutz. Shlemazel. Someone with constant bad luck. When the shlemiel spills his soup, he probably spills it on the shlemazel.
Schlemiel, Schlemazel, Hasenbemp Incorporated.
Schmuck. Often used as an insulting word for a self-made fool, but you shouldn't use it in polite company at all, since it refers to male anatomy. Schmutz. Dirt. A little dirt, not serious grime. If a little boy has schmutz on his face, and he likely will, his mother will quickly wipe it off. It can also mean dirty language. It's not nice to talk schmutz about schmutz. Tuchus. Rear end, bottom, backside, buttocks. The origin of the American slang word tush. Yiddish Handbook, 40 words you should know. The Yiddish language is a wonderful source of rich expressions, especially terms of endearment, and, of course, complaints and insults. Jewish scriptwriters introduced many Yiddish words into popular culture, which often changed the original meanings drastically. You might be surprised to learn how much Yiddish you already speak, but also how many familiar words actually mean something different in real Yiddish. There is no universally accepted transliteration or spelling. The standard YIVO version is based on the Eastern European Klal Yiddish dialect, while many Yiddish words found in English came from Southern Yiddish dialects. In the 1930s, Yiddish was spoken by more than 10 million people, but by 1945, 75% of them were gone. Today, Yiddish is the language of over 100 newspapers, magazines, radio broadcasts, and websites. We have 40 Yiddish words you should know. Here is a sampling. Bubkis. Not a word for polite company, bubkis may be related to the Polish word for beans, but it really means goat droppings or horse droppings. It's often used by American Jews for trivial, worthless, useless, a ridiculously small amount. Less than nothing, so to speak. After all the work I did, I got bubkis. Chutzpah. Nerve, extreme arrogance, brazen presumption. In English, chutzpah often connotes courage or confidence, but among Yiddish speakers, it is not a compliment. Goy, a non-Jew, a Gentile. As in Hebrew, one Gentile is a goy. Many Gentiles are goyim. The non-Jewish word in general is the goyim. Goyish is the adjective form. Putting mayonnaise on a pastrami sandwich is goyish. Putting mayonnaise on a pastrami sandwich on white bread is even more goyish. Klutz literally means a block of wood, so it's often used for a dense, clumsy, or awkward person. See Shpiel. Kvetch. In popular English, kvetch means complain, whine, or fret. But in Yiddish, kvetch literally means to press or squeeze, like a wrong-size shoe. Reminds you of certain chronic complainers, doesn't it? But it's also used on Yiddish web pages for click, as in click here. Maven, an expert, often used sarcastically. Mazel tov, literally good luck. Well, literally, good constellation. But it's a congratulation for what just happened, not a hopeful wish for what might happen in the future. When someone gets married or has a child or graduates from college, this is what you say to them. It can also be used sarcastically to mean it's about time, as in, it's about time you finish school and stop sponging off your parents. Meshuggah, insanity or craziness. A meshuggah is a crazy man. If you want to insult someone, you can ask them, does it hurt to be crazy? Nosh, to nibble, a light snack. But you won't be light if you don't stop noshing. Shalom, it means deep peace. And isn't that a more meaningful greeting than, hi, how are you? Shlemiel, a clumsy, inept person. The kind of person who always spills his soup. See klutz. Shlemazel, someone with constant bad luck. When the shlemiel spills his soup, he probably spills it on the shlemazel.
Shpiel, Schlemazel, Hasendampf Incorporated.
Schmuck, often used as an insulting word for a self-made fool, but you shouldn't use it in polite company at all, since it refers to male anatomy. Schmutz, dirt, a little dirt, not serious grime. If a little boy has schmutz on his face, and he likely will, his mother will quickly wipe it off. It can also mean dirty language. It's not nice to talk schmutz about schmutz. Tuchus, rear end, bottom, backside, buttocks. The origin of the American slang word tush.
Aldaba?
Tita. Tarabali, tita.
Ta-da!
Huh? What?
Huh? Huh? La 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 hi. Galrimas, Eva, Yadeva. Aha. What? Sibaroba. Yo, hello.
Horn.
Deva. Bu apopla that no all. Is it about you? Yeah, yeah. How do you get that? Huh? Hey.
on me. Here it's Hanukkah, and for this year I made new verses. Sing it with me. I have a little dreidel, I made it out of poo. It's not much fun to play with, and it gets stuck on your shoe.
Kidder,
Right.
I think maybe it's just not very. Just try another one.
Okay, here we go again. I have a little dreidel, I made it out of bark. But when I tried to spin it, it got stuck on my scarf.
Oh my God, Kidder, that's disgusting.
Why?
Just try another one.
Okay, here we go. I have a little dreidel, I made it out of blood.
Okay. Namaste, congregation army. In honor of this Hanukkah, we will take you through a fireside guided meditation session. So now I ask you, if you are comfortable, to close your eyes with me. Now breathe in, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, breathe out. Now imagine you are sitting on the beach. You can hear the crickets chirping and the sun going down on your skin, as you can also see many trees surrounding you and the cold snow between your toes. Now, I would like for you all to take a step up and see that in the middle of the creek that is nearby, there is a menorah. Now pick up the menorah, take it home, and light that menorah every single Hanukkah, and remind yourself of the time that you were at the forest. Now open your eyes with me, and I hope that you have enjoyed this very beautiful fireside Hanukkah meditation session. Thank you all. Have a nice day.
Calling all Orami parents. Thanks for signing your kids up for our last summer's Camp KB and our winter camp Head to Bed. If you thought those were fun, you're gonna love Camp Aleph to Todd. Just drop your kids off now and we'll take care of them until this pandemic is over. We understand how hard it is to parent with everybody stuck at home, and our Orami clergy is here for all of you. What? We can't do that. Oh, okay.
Hey, why do ducks have feathers? To cover their butt quacks.
What do you call two cows sunbathing?
What?
Two fine leathered friends.
So it was the first day of school, and the elementary school teacher walked into the class and he said, "Students, does anyone know Murphy's Law?" Jimmy raised his hand and said, yes, if something is going to go wrong, it will go wrong. Does anyone know Newton's law? Robert raised his hand and said, yes, if something is going up, it will come down. Then the teacher said, does anyone know Cole's law? Well, Brenda raised her hand. She said, I do. You shred cabbage and you add creamy dressing.
Every day, the tomato family, Papa Tomato, Baby Tomato, and Mama Tomato, go for their daily walk. And every once in a while, Baby Tomato would fall behind, and Papa would turn around and say, catch up!
Zimmerman was a wealthy, successful man and a big deal at the temple. So when he wanted to have a bar mitzvah for his son, he wanted to make it the most unforgettable bar mitzvah ever, an African safari. He chartered 10 jets and flew everybody to Africa, where he had hired 500 pack bearers, cooks, chefs, butlers, and 50 elephants to transport everybody through the dense jungle to the bar mitzvah. Once they were on the trail, suddenly all the elephants stopped. Zimmerman, who was on the rear elephants playing pinochle with his friends, said, hey, what's the holdup? A message was relayed back from the first elephant all the way back to Zimmerman. We have to wait for a few more minutes. There's another bar mitzvah ahead of us.
You know, Purim is a very festive holiday, so please, there's a lot of dancing, so please remember, if you're dancing with your honey and your nose is kind of runny and you think it's kind of funny, well, it's not.
For now it's Purim Day.
Repeat after me. Shabbat Shalom. It means have a peaceful Shabbat. And Chag Purim Sameach. It means Happy Purim. A whole year has passed since COVID-19 came on the scene, canceling our in-person Purim and forcing us to reconfigure for a quarantined community. Because of COVID-19, we lost too many activities. We lost too many people too. and our hearts go out to their families as they mourn. Because it is Purim, though, tonight we balance longing and loss that so many of us have been feeling, with an evening of fun filled with laughter and love. Although COVID-19 turned the world upside down, with masks and costumes and all sorts of craziness, we will tonight invert the inversion, celebrating our survival from Haman and his henchmen, and from that killer COVID. If you haven't done so already, make sure you have your Purim prayer supplement handy or download it at orami.org. And grab your grogger or anything that makes noise to drown out Haman's name. Ah! And put on a funny mask or wear a costume and gather your Shabbat candles too. Because we three, Mordechai, Cantor Doug Kotler, and Queen Esther, Rabbi Julia Weiss, and me, the evil Haman, Rabbi Paul Kipnis, have been wackily working with an amazing production team to create meaningful moments of storytelling and singing, giggling graciously, and belly laughing too. But seriously, he says while dressed up as Haman, before we get silly, we welcome in Shabbat. So with me, close your eyes for a moment and breathe in and let it out. And in and out. See the darkness in your mind's eye and let it remind you of all that we have not been able to do during the days and months of quarantine. Now imagine 2 candles in your mind's eye and light them. See the light spread, illuminating what was once darkness. Can you feel the warmth of the candles? Let go of all the darkness that was inside. Let Shabbat light remind you that holiness and the Holy One are always there, offering light and love and warmth. We need not be afraid. We can turn the world right side up again. When you're ready, open your eyes, and please light your Shabbat candles as we sing the blessings together.
Amen. This Shabbat, as on every Shabbat, we say a prayer for healing for all those whose lives have been turned upside down by everything big or small that afflicts our bodies, minds, hearts, and souls, those suffering from physical illness, cancer, heart disease, COVID-19, and more. Those suffering from mental illness, Alzheimer's, and anxiety, depression, OCD, and more. Our loved ones and ourselves as we endure the spiritual turmoil brought on as our relationships are challenged, our finances tumble, our addictions flare up, as our children or parents crumble. May we find the fortitude and the courage implanted within us by the source of healing to embrace what is and pray for what could be and accept what might be because it is out of our control. As we prepare to pray the Misha Berach prayer for healing, please mention aloud or drop into the comments or chat box those for whom you are asking for blessings of healing. And of course, mention your own names, for we are all in need of some blessed healing.
May healing come speedily and completely. Amen. As the world turned upside down, we watched, often from afar, as too many left this life journeying to whatever is next. Some died from natural causes, some from a virus run amok. Some left us peacefully, some tragically with too much pain. And we keenly felt the separation between us. Some died at this season and some in years long past. Each calls forth the memory, most warm, some not. All provided the shoulders upon which we stand, allowing us to gaze from the past into the future. As we prepare now for Kaddish, we invite you to mention aloud or drop into the comments or chat box the names and relationship to you of those you are remembering today. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divra chirutei v'yamnich malchutei, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agalau v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lolmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudesha brichu. Leila min kol berchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shloma rabba min shamaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. May their memories increasingly be a blessing. Amen. How quickly it seems that our lives can turn upside down. That's the message and the power of Purim, that evil has the ability to worm its way into our consciousnesses and our communities, taking up the guise of goodness, or at least of rightness, to convince us to collaborate in its atrocious actions. Purim is an ancient version of evil's persistent pursuit. It is a story we return to year after year, as forces from beyond us try to bind and destroy us. And facing down our own destruction, we band together to defeat the nefarious forces from there and from there, turning the world back right side up. And we survive. The storyline is as old as can be, and yet repeats itself again and again, even today. Purim, then, is the celebration of our survival, a fun-filled festival of costumes and candy and cacophonous groggers, all wrapped in story, song, and Shpiel. Tonight we will laugh and celebrate, gleefully giggling at our victory, marvelously making fun of the perpetrators. 9 words describe almost all Jewish holidays. They couldn't destroy us. We survived. Now let's eat. But before we eat, let's remember the story, as only our cantor Doug Kotler can convey it.
Listen, listen, listen to this ancient story. It's a little bit funny and a little bit gory. It's a little bit scary and a little bit tense. It's a crazy mixed up series of events. It starts with a king who is not too sharp. You might say he was a few strings short of a harp. You might say he was tricked by an evil man with a nasty, filthy, dirty plan. Now the bad guy would have killed the Jews if the heroes hadn't stood up and said, "You lose," if the heroes hadn't stopped him till the Jews goodbye. Sayonara, adios, everyone's gonna die. Kick the bucket, buy a ticket to a place in the sky. The heroes were Esther and Mordecai. This Megillah, it's a thriller. Shriek and shout, don't sit stiller. Groggers grind, cymbals crash, it's a bash, eat a stash of hum and tash. Dress up strange, glad you came, and each time you hear his name, you get to scream and yell, "Hey man!" Mort was Esther's uncle, she became the king's wife. From orphan to queen, where she risked her own life. She set the record straight, told the king what was true, told the king what was shaken, told him what to do. And the villain who had puffed himself up so tall learned the higher you fly, the farther you fall. Like a rock down a well, he was dead and gone. But I haven't even started and I'm rambling on. So let me take you back to the ancient days, to the kingdom of Persia with its ancient ways, to the palace of the king, Achashverosh by name, who was eating and drinking and feeling no pain, 'cause he ruled from India to Ethiopia. Not bad for a guy who was such a dope. This Megillah, it's a thriller. Shriek and shout, don't sit stiller. Groggers grind, cymbals crash, it's a bash, eat a stash of hum and tash. Dress up strange, glad you came, and each time you hear his name, you get to scream and yell, "Hey man!" Drunk and stupid and looking for a grin, he yelled, "Yo, Vashti, let's see some skin." But the queen refused. "I'm not dancing nude. For you or your buddies, you are way too crude. No bump, no grind, no jitterbug jig, especially for a royal male chauvinist pig." Now the king would have let the whole matter drop, but his buddies said, this has got to stop. If you let that woman disobey what you say, then all of our wives will want to act the same way. So he dissed her, dismissed her, and brought her down and staged a Miss Persia pageant all over town. A beauty pageant to pick a new queen, and that's how Esther came on the scene. But here's where the plot gets a little bit screwish. On Uncle Mort's advice, he doesn't say that she's Jewish. This Megillah, it's a thriller. Shriek and shout, don't sit stiller. Groggers grind, cymbals crash. It's a bash, eat a stash of Hummintash. Dress up strange, glad you came, and each time you hear his name, you get to scream and yell, hey man! With Esther's queen, the king settles down, but something's rotten in Shushan town. A couple of hoods with a grudge or two decide to assassinate the king. Boo-hoo! Now, I don't know how, the record's not too clear, but Mordecai, remember him? He overhears and tells the cops who arrest those perps, Bigthin and Therish, a couple of twerps. It's over so quick, and you know what's rotten? No reward for Morty, and it's all forgotten. Meanwhile, the villain gets appointed prime minister. Just the wrong job for a schmo so sinister. His first decree, everyone in town must now bow down and scrape the ground. But Mordecai will only bow to God, not to some puff-bag, ragtag clod. The bad guy steams and screams and shrieks, but Morty shrugs and the villain freaks. It's sad, that cat feels had. He's mad. He opens up a can of super bad. He sings the blues and blows a fuse and makes the king say, kill all Jews. Lots are cast, a day is selected, and everyone's walking around all dejected till a light bulb flashes in Morty's bean and he runs to his niece. Hey, you're the queen. Tell the king he's got to intervene. But Esther knows if she makes the scene without a signed, sealed invitation, the king will go nuts and yell decapitation. But this girl's got guts. She plans a big party, invites the king and Mr. Smarty. This Megillah, it's a thriller. Shriek and shout, don't sit stiller. Groggers grind, cymbals crash. It's a bash, eat a stash of Hummintash. Dress up strange, glad you came, and each time you hear his name, you get to scream and yell, hey man! Delighted he's invited, you know who leaves court. Swaggering home has words with Mort. Anger to a tizzy rigs a hangman's noose. Tomorrow with the sunrise I'm kicking his caboose. Nightfall, starlight, the king can't sleep. Read me some palace news, nothing very deep. Then he learns that Mordecai never was rewarded. He saved my life, I never knew, why wasn't this reported? Then Mr. Evil hanging out, hears his king say, new? I want to honor such a man, I wonder what to do. This is where the story turns, the butter churns, the biscuit burns. This is where the plot gets thick, the pulse gets quick, and here's the kick. Mr. Repulsive thinks the king means him. Of course, you'll want to dress a horse in jewels and in your robes of gold. Parade this man through town, behold. You'll want all men to show respect. For him, your most revered subject. Si, senor, says the royal dunce. That's a great idea. We must do it at once. Tomorrow at dawn you will take my steed, my robes of gold, and you shall lead a cavalcade with Mordecai sitting pretty up and down the streets of my capital city. Oh, the scoundrel was angry. He cussed and spat. He jumped up and down on his three-cornered hat. Not Mordecai! I meant me, I'm the one. But the king had spoken, and here's the fun. The next day, as they paraded through the hood, the bad guy's daughter thought, I'll do some good. And thinking she was spilling stuff on Mordecai's head, dropped stinky, smelly sewage on her father instead. Now the king's date of death for all the Jews was still coming. So Esther guessed the time had come and said, I'll be forthcoming. She told him Hebrew homies were her very own crowd. I have chosen to expose, and I'll shout it out loud. I am a Jew, and the murderous plan is a twisted evil scheme from a twisted evil man. So the Jews were saved, and the bad guy hung on the gallows he built to see Mordecai swung. This Megillah, it's a thriller. Shriek and shout, don't sit stiller. Groggers grind, cymbals crash. It's a bash, eat a stash of Hamantash. Dress up strange, glad you came, and each time you hear his name, you get to scream and yell, Haman! That's the story of Purim, an old story, and yet we parted today so we don't forget that in every life, God's in the scene, from brave Mordecai to Esther the queen. And when times get tough and rough and grim, you should never, never, ever give up or give in. This Megillah, it's a thriller. Shriek and shout, don't sit stiller. Groggers grind, cymbals crash. It's a bash, eat a stash of Hamantash. Dress up strange, glad you came, and each time you hear his name, you get to scream and yell, Haman!
Purim calls on us to observe 3 mitzvot. Yes, with 3 commandments, we can fully celebrate the festival. They help us make meaning amidst the messiness of the celebration of Purim. So with the help of my trusted partners, Cantor Doug and Rabbi Julia, we reveal the real rituals behind the celebration of Purim. Woo!
Number 1, Megillah.
The Megillah is a gorilla, drunk on sarsaparilla, who sunk Haman's flotilla.
No! The Megillah, the Scroll of Esther, tells the Purim story. It's read aloud in synagogues all over the world. And this is one time when everyone's encouraged to make noise, shaking their groggers, which is Yiddish for noisemakers, whenever they hear the name of Purim's villain, Haman.
Boo! Number 2, Mishloach Manot.
Mishloach Manot refers to the traditional ice cream banana split sundae the Jews ate in Shushan to celebrate Esther's coronation as queen.
No, Mishloach Manot means sending portions or gifts of food to family and friends to ensure that everyone has the means to be happy during this holiday, further foiling the evil plans of people like Haman. At Orami, we sent out Purim gift boxes to all of our partners. If you didn't get yours, contact Rabbi Paul.
Number 3, Matanot Le'evyonim. Now, Matanot Le'evyonim means giving directly to those experiencing poverty. We give to others, especially on Purim, to ensure that everyone has the means to celebrate during the holiday, and also to honor Esther and Mordecai's legacy of saving our Jewish people. So after tonight's services, maybe you will go online, pick an organization that is helpful to save or heal people, and give tzedakah, make a donation in honor of Purim. And those are the 3 mitzvot of Purim.
There are actually 4 mitzvot. The 4th is Purim Shpiel. Purim Shpiels are plays that appear on Purim. Say that 3 times. Originally, telling the story of Esther, they evolved, or rather devolved, into funny and sometimes inappropriate skits that turn the social order upside down. Let's begin with a song.
Ahasuerus is king in Shushan town. Haman, his advisor, is so mean. Mordecai's the Jewish guy who won't back down. And then there's Vashti, now it's Esther as the queen. Megillah, Megillah, Megillah. It's all in the Megillah. Megillah, Megillah, Megillah. It's all in the Megillah. Esther was selected to be Persia's queen. Didn't tell the king she is a Jew. Mordecai said she must be the go-between and tell the truth, or else the Jews will all be through. Megillah, Megillah, Megillah. It's all in the Megillah. Megillah, Megillah, Megillah. It's all in the Megillah. Ahasuerus couldn't sleep at all one night. We heard about how Morty saved his life. He saw the lies. Mordecai is riding on the king's white horse. Haman has to lead him, he's so mad. Esther tells the king and saves the Jews, of course, in Haman's history, so everybody's glad. Megillah, Megillah, Megillah. It's all in the Megillah. Megillah, Megillah, Megillah. It's all in the Megillah. And if you want some fun, read the Megillah.
And now our ever so serious rabbinic intern, Anna Calamaro, shall lead us in the chanting of Purim's blessings, and then begin the reading of the Megillah.
And then this loud voice came down and said, "No, don't sacrifice Isaac, the son whom you love. Sacrifice that ram caught in the bushes over there." And that is the story of Yom Kippur.
No, Anna, wrong holiday.
What? I did the wrong holiday? What holiday is it?
It's Purim.
Oh my gosh, it's Purim, of course. We have to say the blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al mikra Megillah. Yeah, Pharaoh.
Anna, what are you doing?
Oh, I was just practicing the Passover song and dance that I was telling you about. Remember?
Passover? What? Anna, today's Purim.
Today is Purim?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I keep on forgetting. This is so embarrassing. Ugh, I'm sorry, everyone. Okay, forget Passover. It's Purim. Let's do the blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam sha'asa nisim la'avoteinu bayamim ha'hem ba'azman hazeh.
Anna, what are you doing?
Meow! Oh, that was such a good cat nap. Today is National Cat Day!
No, Anna, it's not. It's a different holiday.
It's not National Cat Day today? What holiday is it?
It's Purim.
Oh gosh, I keep forgetting. Today is Purim. We have to do the Shehachianu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehachianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh.
Anna, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm just reading the Megillah.
That's not the Megillah.
It's not? It's this great story about this guy who wears red and white stripes and he goes missing and everyone looks for him. And
No. Kafka's got the Megillah.
Oh, Kier has the Megillah. Oh, Oh, that makes so much more sense. Can I read you my favorite part?
Yeah.
Let's see. ומרדכי יצא מלפני המלך בלבוש מלכות תכלת וחור ועטרת זהב גדולה ותכריך בוץ וארגמן והעיר שושן צהלה ושמחה. ליהודים הייתה אורה ושמחה וששון ועיקר.
Hello, Chag Sameach, happy holidays. It's Sir Cantor Doug with yet another episode of Orami's Festival Holiday Theatre. The story we are about to witness involves a narcissistic king, an evil prime minister, a brave and pulchritudinous young woman, and a triangular-shaped cookie. Sounds intriguing, no? Well, let's jump into our story, shall we? Long ago, in the royal city of Shushan, there lived a mighty king. He was mighty, all right. Mighty stupid and mighty drunk. His name was Ahasuerus.
It's good to be the king, good to be the king. A ding-a-ling, it's a good to be the king. I am mighty king Ahasuerus. I am sovereign over every bush, from Egypt to the Hindu Kush. With a pull and a push, from my head to my tush, I am mighty king Ahasuerus.
This imperial sot considered himself a prodigious legend in his own lifetime. He loved lavish parties. He loved to carouse.
How I love to swing, how I love to sing. A ding-a-ling, it's good to be the king. I am mighty king Ahasuerus.
The continuously swackered king was so delighted with his situation, he decided to throw a no-holds-barred party. And of course, he invited all the most important people. My Little Pony, Olaf the Snowman, SpongeBob SquarePants, and Pikachu.
Pika pika!
Not all of them came, of course, but one who is considered the center of our story tonight. He presented himself at the Grand Gala. He was the meanest, most offensive scourge of all time. Amen.
Quit your mewling, I, the great and powerful Haman. I am the lead protagonist in this story. I am the new prime minister of all of Persia. And I got this position the old-fashioned way. I worked my way up to the top through systematic collaboration, a combination of lying, cheating, and overacting. That king is so stupid and drunk, he doesn't even know I am the puppet master behind the scenes. And I love you, Mr. Pudding. Don't you love me too? What's that? Yes, you do. You love me. Everyone loves me, especially I love me when everybody does what I say. I demand everyone bow down to me.
What an arrogant ham. That scene was a bit over the top, wouldn't you say? But let's get back to our story. King Ahasuerus wanted entertainment at his magnificent party, his 12th bash in a fortnight. He commanded Queen Vashti to dance for him. And whatever the king wants, the king gets. Right? Wrong.
You, Mudak, you think you can tell Queen Vashti what to do? Well, you got another thing coming. You want me to vibrate? You know I can vibrate. You want me to boogaboo? And you know I can boogaboo. You want me to whirl? And you know I can whirl. No more, Igor. Iди в баню. Vashti out.
Now there's a spunky lassie. But sadly, that was the end of Vashti's reign. The king had her denied, demoted, and defenestrated, and she was sent to Siberia. With Vashti banished, the king immediately staged a beauty pageant to select a new queen. Some of the participants were not so great. Ooh. Ugh. But there was one young Jewish woman named Esther who really stole the show and the king's heart.
Oh my! I never dreamed this would happen. I can't believe it. I would have been totally happy as first runner-up, but Queen of Persia, oh my! Of course I was going to tell the king that I'm Jewish, but everything happened so fast. And it really doesn't matter now because I'm queen of all the Persians. But I will tell him. I'll whisper in his ear later tonight.
And so, the king had a lovely new queen and became happy. Happy again. But all was not bangers and mash in Shushan. No way. There was trouble walking amongst the citizens. Haman, his previously perverted ego now puffed up to dirigible size by his elevation to prime minister, was parading through town demanding that everyone bow down to him, and everyone did. Except for one man, Mordecai, a Jew. Dr. Mordecai Fauci. There was no way that Dr. Mordecai Fauci would bow down to Haman.
Curses, double curses. I don't like you, Mordecai. No, I don't. What? Mr. Pudding doesn't like you either. You made him cry. How dare you do that? And how dare you disobey me? I am the strongest and most handsome of all the primest and prime ministers. You will pay for this offense against all that is indecent and unholy. I will get you, my puppy, and your little doggy too.
Holy moly! He cranked a tawdry tantrum, and that banana. The bad guy was so insulted. He was so angry. He cursed under his breath. He cursed over his breath.
Rats, nickel, god, hacker, Mordecai. You can quick snail his own hubby-bubby boopy.
He vowed revenge.
I vow revenge. I shall kill the evil Mordecai. Wait, no, that's not enough revenge. Mr. Pudding and me, we will kill more. Yes, I think, Mr. Pudding, I think you're right. What should we do? Yes, we shall kill Mordecai and we shall kill all the Jews. That's it.
What no one knew at the time And what became clear through subsequent investigations was that the evil villain enlisted the help of medical alchemists in a secret laboratory hidden away in a part of Shushan known as Shushan Wuhan.
Yes. My precious poison. I have the most perfect weapon. It is a secret virus that kills anyone who drinks it, but only if they are Jewish or Jewish. Jewish either way. I shall pour it into the town well. What shall I call it? Those Jews, they like that number. What is it? 6, no. 14, no. 18. Hi, to life, I shall call this even better than that. It will be 19. I'll say 19 to death.
As soon as Mordecai, Dr. Mordecai Fauci, heard about COVID-19, he set about coming up with an antidote. And after much trial and error and exhaustive field studies, the good doctor discovered that eating 2 bowls of Bubby Pfizer's chicken soup was extraordinarily effective against the virus poison. Studies showed that downing 2 doses, spaced 3 or 4 Shabbat dinners apart, was 95% effective. But there were lots of Jews in Shushan, so Mordecai needed to make a huge quantity of Bubby Pfizer's chicken soup. Who could he turn to? Who had a kitchen and a staff large enough? Only the king. So the clever physician went to his niece, Queen Esther, for help.
Uncle Mordecai, you're so smart. You need to use the royal kitchen?
The answer to your question is yes.
To make enough of Bubby Pfizer's chicken soup?
It is quite effective in preventing severe disease.
But I'm so afraid the king will say no. I have to be clever, and I have to be brave. I have to save my people.
It's up to us to do that.
Okay, here I go.
It's good to be king. Let's have a fling. A ding-a-ling. It's good to be the king. Hello, my beautiful. What can I do for you? Thank you very much.
Almighty king, why do you want to kill me?
What? Kill you? Never! I would never even want to hurt you.
I'm so glad to hear you say that, Sweetie Cakes, because there's a big problem here in Shushan, and his name starts with an H.
Huh? Oh, wow. Huh starts with an H.
You're so close, Hunky Bunky. It's Haman. He has concocted, excuse my French, a terrible plot to kill all the Jews. And I forgot to tell you, I'm Jewish. You have to let us use the royal kitchen to make enough antidote to the poison that your evil prime minister has made.
I've got it. Oh, we must use the royal kitchen to make enough antidote to the poison that my evil prime minister has made. Thank you. I know.
Guards! Open the royal kitchen!
So, Esther and her uncle, Dr. Mordecai Fauci, commenced cooking and initiated Operation Warp Feed. They simmered cauldron after cauldron of Bubby Pfizer's chicken soup and distributed it amongst all the Jews. And after only 3 Shabbat dinners, kosher herd immunity was achieved, and the pandemic was averted. Hurrah! The king was so mad at Haman that he sent him to the royal dungeon. Life without parole.
Hi there, everybody. I'm posting an update for you. Shout out to all my fans, the Hayden Maniacs. I love you all. You know, they have thrown me here in the dungeon. I was the Prime Minister, wasn't I? I am still the Prime Minister, aren't I? And that so-called Queenie Queen convinced that so-called Kingy King, I am still the Prime Minister. Aren't I, Mr. Pudding? Aren't I, Mr. Pudding? Aren't I, Mr. Pudding?
Well, that right there was worth me staying on for another year. And so, my friends, that concludes our heroic story of Purim for this evening. Tune in next time when we tell the story of Pesach, a seductive saga involving a baby adrift in a river, a burning bush, and an impoverished cracker. Tuta!
Rabbi Paul, Cantor Doug, and I are so lucky to be good friends with Queen Elsa. Queen Elsa from the Disney movie Frozen? Did you know that her very first song, Let It Go, where she dances in the ice storm she created with her magic, was not the original version of the song? In the original Let It Go, she returns to her Jewish roots to sing, "Let it go, can't hold it back anymore. Let it go, kick Haman out the door." Can you believe it? Anyway, because we are such close friends with her, we asked her to sing her original version of Let It Go for our Purim celebration. And she would love for us to sing along with her. Queen Elsa, thank you for being with us and for teaching us to let it go.
Hi everyone, Queen Elsa here. With Purim coming up, I've decided to sing one of my favorite songs with a fun Purim twist in honor of a fellow queen, Queen Esther of Shushan. I hope you all can sing along with me. Terror grows in Shushan tonight with no help to be seen. A kingdom of isolation, and it looks like Esther's queen. Haman is scowling, planning for the Jews' goodbye. Should she keep it in? She's a Jew with pride. Don't let them in, don't let him see. Be the Persian that you were told to be. Conceal, don't feel, don't let them know. Soon they will know. Let it go, let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. Let it go, let it go. Kick Haman out the door. I don't care, I'm just going to pray. Let the plans go on. Adonai is on our side anyway. Can she approach the king even when she feels so small? Now the fears that once controlled her can't get to her at all. It's time to see what we can do to test the limits, save the Jews. What's right, what's wrong for you and me? We're free. Let it go, let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. Let it go, let it go. Kick Haman out the door. I don't care, I'm just going to pray. night we read Megillah from the scroll. When Esther made the plan with Mordecai, the Jews were home, with our God watching over just like in the past. My soul's inspired now, Purim's here at last. Let it go, and we'll rise like the dawn of sun. Let it go, Queen Esther is the one. Here we stand in the light of day. Let Purim go on. Fun never bothered us anyway.
The celebration of Purim was established by not one but two letters mentioned in Megillat Esther, the Scroll of Esther. In the first, in Esther 9:20-22, Mordecai sets the dates for celebration. These were the very same dates that Haman had designated for our destruction. V'nahafoch hu, it says, and life turned upside down. Mordecai tells us to remember. Again. But it required a second letter in Esther 9:29-32 from Queen Esther herself to authoritatively confirm for all 120 provinces that even though we still might be anxious or afraid, we nonetheless must celebrate our survival with feasting and merrymaking. So we pause in our pandemic to safely smile and enjoy an abundance of sustenance and save others and see to a better tomorrow. Queen Esther's edict confirmed the power of each person to transform fear and anxiety into joyous hope. Purim calls on us then to be like Esther and do our part, both to celebrate our survival and to protect our community, even when, especially when, that role is seemingly small. Like wearing a mask as we face continued coronavirus quarantine, as our faces face continued mask wearing, as those masks make us crazy. We still can get creative when we cover our faces. Our beloved cantor volunteered to assemble some new mask styles for you to consider. Like these. No. Like these. You see what I have to put up with working with that clown, our cantor? I never should have given him creative control. But you get it. Wear a mask, maybe like these. And like Esther commands, make merry in memory of what could have been and what is, that Haman and his henchmen were deposed, and that we should forever be predisposed to stand up for what's right in the face of might. So go forth today with celebration and laughter. We collected some jokes from congregants to get you in the mood. Here's one.
Moshe goes to his doctor. He says, "Doctor, I'm not feeling all that good. I'm starting to shrink." Doctor says to Moshe, "Moshe, then you're going to have to be a little patient."
This should get you chuckling also.
How come Humpty Dumpty didn't like winter, spring, or summer? Because he had a great fall. This family of buffalo are taking their little baby buffalo to the school bus because he's going to go off to school for the first time. So mommy buffalo and daddy buffalo take little baby buffalo to the school bus stop and wait for the bus. And they're very emotional because it's his first day at school. So the bus comes and baby buffalo gets on the bus. And he runs right to the back of the bus as it pulls away and waves out the window to his parents. And they both start yelling, "Bye, son! Bye, son!"
How about this one?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Hey, man.
Heyman who?
Hey, man, what are you doing after school? I'm not after school.
We thank all our congregants for those jokes and hope that, in addition, you are getting ready to enjoy some sweet Hamantaschen. In case you didn't make some, maybe you can bake them now. Use the recipe of our master chef.
It's Purim, and we're making hummintoshens. Our first ingredient is the banana. But this banana just got out of the hospital because this banana wasn't peeling well. The next thing we need is pasta. And I have my pasta, but it says gluten-free. To me, that's impasta. We have our potatoes, and we have the baby's tater tots. And then we have our cucumber, and we have our celery. What did the cucumber say to the celery? Stop stalking me! And one of the last ingredients is the sailor's biggest nightmare, leeks. And then last but not least, what happens when you have a very confused hen? You get scrambled eggs. We're gonna put this ingredient in the oven, and let's see what we're gonna end up with. We end up having hummintashen, Chag Sameach.
Oy, just thinking about those ingredients gives me indigestion. I'm sure you can find a more yummy recipe online. But always remember, when each of us does our part, good things will happen. On Purim, we celebrate the courage of Queen Vashti, the strategic planning of Queen Esther, and the runaway good works of Mordecai. Let's be like them.
Haman is being a verstunkene Yutz. He is demanding that everybody bow down. But there is one man who refuses, and his name is Mordecai, and this is his song.
As I walk along, I think of what went wrong with Haman and why he's so obscene.
Didn't he get enough attention? Does he suffer from anal retention? Is that why he's always so mean?
I'm standing tall and proud, and ashamed, and I'll sing out loud.
Ain't no way I'm bowing down
to some megalomaniacal clown.
And I wonder, why?
Haman acts that way, but it's no wonder.
Wow, these young people with their energetic creativity keep inspiring us. We are proud of both their resilience in the face of this pandemic and their courage to reach out to the clergy and our youth staff when they aren't feeling so resilient. For them and for you, we are always here. That's another reason why so many of you consider Or Ami your second home. Now, won't you help us help others through new projects with our social action partners? We will provide a van to help care for the unhoused with Not My Father's Business, Pastor Kathy's homeless outreach ministry. We will sponsor heart surgeries for young children around the world through Israel's Save a Child's Heart organization. And we will support Jewish pluralism in Israel through our Reformed Jewish sister synagogues outside of Jerusalem. Click the link at orami.org to find out more. And finally, we welcome all of you near and far and thank you for celebrating Purim with us. Though we miss each other's Purim faces, we hope you are feeling our presence. You matter to us. So join us for any Shabbat or any program. If you would like to receive our weekly e-blasts, click the link at orami.org and sign up. And if you live more than 60 miles away from the synagogue, consider becoming a distance partner. More information at orami.org. There is so much going on at Orami. Come be a part of it. Now we move to the end of our service. If you have loved ones with you, pull them close. If, like ours, they are spread out all over, hold them in your heart nonetheless, like I am holding you in mine. And with our Madrachei Shirah, our youth song leaders, we sing together.
Hashivenu Adonai Eloheinu Leshalom, Leshalom, Ve'ha'amidenu Shorenu Lechaim. Ufrost aleinu Sukat Shlomecha, Ufrost aleinu Sukat Shlomecha. Shelter us beneath thy wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us daily wrong from right, O Adonai. Amen. Amen, amen.
Orami's Purim celebration was possible because of an incredible production team with Heidi and Scott Friedman and our fantastic filmmaker Jason Siegel, as well as our singers, storytellers, and a whole host of other incredible people. After the celebration, take time to read the closing credits and make sure you share your thanks with them.
And may we all cherish our loved ones, spending precious time with them, even at a distance, so that our love will glow warmly within them. And let's all be brave, like Queen Esther, and wear masks, because scientists and medical experts are telling us that masks help us protect our loved ones, our community, and ourselves.
And let's pledge this Purim to laugh and love and to stand up against evil, so that our lives shine the way to compassion and justice, to equity and acceptance for all people everywhere.
And may you receive your vaccine soon, so that soon enough, when enough of us are protected, together we, like Congregation Or Ami, the light of my people, the light of God's people, can shine the way forward toward justice and love. Wishing you a Chag Purim Sameach. Happy Purim.